If you've been thinking about dusting off your old violin or the tuba you haven't played since high school, but you're worried about staying in tune, don't fret. There is a place for you. The Terrible Adult Chamber Orchestra, or TACO for short, provides a space for adult musicians of all skill levels to make music together without the pressures of practice or performing.
13, 14.
It's a wonderful thing to work on music, to play it really well, and get to play with people and perform for an audience. But it's okay to have a place where that's not the goal. Too frequently you get community groups where the conductor will get crazed before the concert because people haven't pulled it together or haven't practiced enough. And people start leaving those orchestras because they feel awful. They feel they can't keep up, they can't do it at a certain level that's required, and then they don't play. So having a place where we take all of that away and just play for the pure joy of making music together, it turns out to be a really unique opportunity.
There's a lot of people who just picked up their instrument maybe 1 or 2 years prior with some lessons, so no orchestra experience, to people who haven't played in orchestras for a long time and just picking it up again. And then there are members who I'd say are professionals and just want to play here for fun. It's just a great group of diversity of all levels.
My husband and I both love classical music. He was playing in several community orchestras in Silicon Valley. And I played piano and accompanied a middle school orchestra. And we started talking about the idea of a social orchestra, a place where people gather to play great symphony orchestra music for fun. Children have a lot of opportunities of places to play music, but adults don't. If you're not willing to audition, practice to be perfect, and be in a performing group, then it's hard to find a way to keep up your instrument and play with other people. And it leaves a lot of people out, a lot of adults who would be playing if there were places. So we decided to limit this group to adults. So we used the word terrible to make it welcoming, adults, and then we called it chamber because initially it was small and that conveys an intimacy. People have asked about starting tacos in their areas, but we've decided to just encourage people to start their own orchestra with a similar model, but using a different name, until Jasmine came along. Jasmine had played with us for enough years, and she really understood the vision, and she had the experience working behind the scenes with the youth orchestra.
I play violin, and I started playing in the 7th grade, so I was about 12 years old. I loved it, and I excelled at it throughout middle school and high school, so I continued into college. As I got older, I found it difficult to commit to other orchestras, and at a certain point, I decided to pivot to a different career, and so I decided to leave music behind completely. After a few years into my new career, I realized that I missed playing music for fun and playing in an orchestra just with my friends. It made me realize that there needs to be a group in LA because there's probably people like me who also wants to play an orchestra again, maybe hesitant or don't want to commit to practicing many hours or performing. There's definitely people who have come every month, even back in 2019. It's so amazing to see them, but also there's new people. I see new faces every time. We go through 6 to 7 pieces, and each piece is a little different. We like to program an eclectic mix. It could be show tunes with some Mozart, with some jazz. We do that intentionally because some people like a certain era of music over others, and it makes it so interesting.
It's something that I hated doing when I was little. I hated practicing, but now I'm so glad that I did it and that I have it because it's a wonderful outlet. It's beautiful music. You learn things. You meet great people.
In high school with music, I was very serious about it. But at this stage in my life, I really just want to enjoy it. Taking out that performative element, for me, it makes it more magical because everyone's there just to show up for themselves.
I mean, you can tell from the title, right? The Terrible Adult Chamber Orchestra. There's no judgment, there's no pressure. You know, some people might take it more seriously than others, but I think most people just come and, you know, want to be with other people that share the love for music, and sometimes it comes out sounding pretty good, sometimes maybe not quite as good, like speaking for myself only, but like it's always good to hear, you know, how it comes together, and it's always nice to be part of a community of people that are trying to do the same thing, like, you know, either rekindling a love of their old instrument or learning something new and getting together as a group.
Yeah, give yourselves a hand. That was awesome.
The Terrible Adult Chamber Orchestra meets once a month in Pasadena. Head over to TACOLA.org to join in on the fun.